100% Chance of Wine, sponsored by The Lodge at Columbia Point.
This week on 100% Chance of Wine, we made our way out to the Walter Clore Center in Prosser, and I'm joined by Abbey Cameron. You're the executive director out here. I want to dive more into talking about Dr. Clore because his life and his impact here on the Washington wine industry is just, it goes years back.
It does go years back. He kind of started it all. Dr. Clore is officially the father of Washington wine. We like to remind people that it's an official designation from the state legislature that was issued in 2003. It's not just a nickname. And he's officially the father of Washington wine, but we like to say he wasn't really a winemaker or a grape grower. So how does that happen?
Right.
He's the father of Washington wine because he's a researcher, and he was super passionate and excited about Washington wine grapes before anybody else. And so he started very early in his career in the 40s and 50s doing the research to prove that Washington could grow premium wine grapes. And it's because of his excitement and research and kind of the proof he put to the pudding that people started to take what he was saying to heart and follow his lead, and we started to see the wine grape industry start to grow. People converted land into vineyards, or switched out crops and started putting in wine grapes, and he selected some of the most renowned vineyards in the state and helped select those sites, and now we've seen this industry grow to the second largest state in the country for producing wine grapes, gaining more and more national and global recognition for the wine that's produced here. And it all started, back with this researcher from Oklahoma who
I was going to say he wasn't originally from here. He grew up in Oklahoma.
He grew up in Oklahoma. His family were teetotalers. They didn't drink. And he was hired to work at WSU as a horticulturalist researcher. So he came to work on a lot of different crops. He worked on beans, he worked on apples, he also was named Mr. Asparagus. So he was clearly a very talented researcher and a bit of a Renaissance man, but it was really wine grapes that somewhere along the way he got really excited about the idea. No one else had really fully taken that leap, and he helped figure out what the conditions needed to be, what the right varietals were to plant in different places, and so having some of that figured out helped individuals that started some of the earliest vineyards in the state take that chance.
Right. How important was it to build something like this in this legacy?
Well, the idea started shortly before he passed away. Dr. Walter Clore was actually on the earliest iterations of kind of the volunteers getting together to do this. There was an idea to celebrate his legacy and kind of maintain it and cement it. There was also the idea that the industry was gaining such recognition and would continue to, that it deserved a showpiece. It deserved a place for it to all come together where consumers could really connect with how special and diverse it was.
Why was Prosser such an important location for this building?
That's a great question. Dr. Clore settled in Prosser. He did his life's work here in Prosser at WSU's Irrigated Research Station here. He lived in town. We hear stories of people who were his neighbors or who would see him walking his dog. This is really where his life came together. And Prosser is the birthplace of Washington wine.
How proud would he be just to see everyone coming in and learning more about just this area and, the wine industry here?
I hope he'd be very proud. We do have connections with his family members, and they come visit often and attend a lot of our events. And they've helped us. They helped us design some of the exhibits and the history and the legacy that's kept here. So we're really fortunate for that connection. We've had his family members from across the country come visit, and that's really special. As well as just the people who were impacted by him personally, and then for them to come and see that that still lives here, where we're celebrating the legacy of his work side by side with the wine experience that sometimes is celebrating the very newest and undiscovered. So it's kind of those two parallels that all come together here, and that's why we call it Washington's Wine Center.